Hi everybody, I thought I would just do a quick video about my M4A1 gun setup, and also talk about the perks I use and the killstreaks I use and the controller's sensitivity and settings I use as well. So here we go. So this is my M4A1, still probably the most versatile assault rifle in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. So what do I put on it? Well, I put the 1 milliwatt laser on it because this increases hipfire accuracy but doesn't have the downside. Well, it doesn't have any downsides at all. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the Cronin 3.5 times optic. The idea being that because I use the 3.5 times optic, a lot of the time in close quarters combat I'm going to be hip firing, and that's where the laser improves my hip fire accuracy, so I can compete there a little bit. I use the sleight of hand perk because it gives me quick reload, and I always find that in Call of Duty one of the most common ways you die is through reloading and someone comes around the corner and kills you while you're doing that. I use the stipple gripped tape on my grip because it gives me a quicker aim down sight speed, so I can snap the gun up to shoot people, and it also gives me faster sprint to fire speed. So this means when you're running fast and you pull the trigger, well, when you're running, sprinting, and you pull the trigger to aim down sight, this makes this faster. So again, it's another situation where you're bimbling around the map and then all of a sudden you see someone, and this improves the speed at which you can then get aim down sights. The downside is aiming stability, but I don't really think aiming stability matters that much with fully automatic weapons, because aiming stability is the way that your sight kind of drifts around when you're looking down it when you're not firing. But as soon as you start firing, you then have to deal with recoil instead of aiming stability, so I'm not really bothered about that. And then the final perk is the Merc foregrip, and I use this because it increases my hip fire accuracy again, going along with a 1 milliwatt laser for those close encounters, but it also helps me with recoil control, which is a boon for when I'm using that 3.5 times sight to try and engage enemies at medium to long range, and I can compete there. Downsides are I can't strafe as fast because my aim walk movement speed goes down, and my aim down sight speed goes down as well, but that's kind of countered by the stipple grip. So there we go, and I think that's quite an effective M4. I really enjoy enjoy using this gun, and I enjoy using that 3.5 times scope because I think Modern Warfare just looks absolutely amazing through that sort of scope. You know, you feel like you're in an action film when you're running around shooting, and I enjoy it very, very much. I would probably be more effective with a red dot or a hollow, because you could argue that lots of the times when you're engaging people, I mean in Domination, which is the game mode I play the most probably, you're engaging people at short range, so red dot or iron sights even would be more effective. But I just love the way the game looks when you look down that scope. Okay, so let's look at the other stuff. My secondary is the pillar launcher, because I think it's important to shoot down UAVs and personal radars and VTOLs, you know, Harriers when they come in, just to help out your team really, and you can also use it to take out tanks. Tanks are pretty rare, but Wilsons, if they come onto the map, you know, you can use the pillar to try and take those out, so that's nice and powerful. Now my perks, I use EOD because it reduces damages from explosives, so things like claymores, proximity mines, that sort of stuff, C4 and trophy systems. There are a lot of claymores sort of hanging around the map, and this is a good way of keeping yourself alive. And then I use ghosts so that I don't appear on the minimap, so I'm not seen by UAVs, and battle hardened means that when people are tossing stuns at me, flash grenades, stun grenades, the effect wears off very, very quickly, which is very good, so it keeps you in the battle. The lethal I use is Semtex, and the tactical I use is the smoke grenade. And that's really because, again, I played lots of objective modes mainly, especially domination, and the smoke is very good for capturing flags, because when you go up to flag, just throw smoke on it. Gives you that cover from people trying to engage you at medium or long range onto the flag. And Semtex I find is really good when the enemy are capturing the flag, because the problem with frag grenades is that you throw them and often they'll bounce off into the distance and they won't stay around the flag. But with the Semtex, it's a sticky grenade. It just sticks where you've thrown it, so it'll stick right near the flag, and it'll blow people up and kill people who are on the flag. And it's also, I think, one of the funniest weapons to use, because you can throw it at somebody, it sticks to them, and you get that stuck thing, and then they blow up. Or you get something really cool, which I got the other day when I was playing Ground War. We were defending some stairs. I threw the Semtex onto the first guy. It got stuck. He then ran back down the stairs to safety and promptly blew to him and two of his teammates up. So I got a triple kill with one grenade, which was very, very funny. So that's the kind of the M4 setup. I suppose we might as well look at the different. So the other guns I use are the 7.25 occasionally if I fancy a bit of a laugh with the double barrel shotgun, the MP5, which is an excellent submachine gun and is very, very powerful. I'm leveling up the PKM LMG, and I'm kind of having a go with the Dragunov sniper, though I'm not particularly into sniping in Modern Warfare 2019. Well, I'm not into sniping in COD in general. Right, so kill streaks next. At the moment, I'm running very, very simple kill streaks. I run the personal radar, the care package, and the cruise missile, because they're easy to earn and they're very effective. Get your personal radar up there, you can see the enemies on your mini-map that aren't running Ghost. Very good, you can see them coming. Cruise missile, again, only 5 kills, so relatively easy and common to earn. And you're normally guaranteed a kill with a cruise missile, maybe only one, but you can get a kill with it. I find that with the precision airstrike and with the cluster strike, because you've got to aim either your binoculars or your laser pointer where you've got to bring it down, often you've got to put yourself in a dangerous position to be able to call them in somewhere effective. But with the cruise missile, because you're looking down on the map when you fire it, you can go and hide behind a rock or a building and call it in and you're safe. And I would recommend everybody, all beginners to medium players, use the care package as one of their kill streaks, simply because it gives you the opportunity to get any of the other kill streaks apart from the well, I'm saying apart from the Juggernaut. I've never had the Juggernaut. I've earned all the other kill streaks from my care package. Now they're very, very rare. Things like the advanced UAV and the gunship are probably like 1 in 100. So they're very, very rare things, but you will get them. And things like the sentry gun and the Wilson you earn fairly regularly, like maybe 1 in 20 or something like that. And it's cool because it means you actually get to call those kill streaks in, where you've got to think, the chances of me getting 12 kills in a row, it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare that's got to happen. So that's why I keep it with the care package. Field upgrade, munition box, more ammo. Although I am considering swapping for domination to the deployable cover. I think that could be definitely an option if I'm playing aggressively, where you could get on the B flag, throw the cover down. It just enables you to stay alive for that little bit longer. Maybe, but I know I use the munition box an awful lot. During a game I'll probably use it like 3 times, so it's definitely a useful tool. Right, so what we've talked about. So the next thing I guess we want to look at is my settings, isn't it? So let's have a look at those. So this is on my PlayStation 4 DualShock controller. My sensitivity I run really low, just down at 3, but I'm pretty happy with that. ADS sensitivity multiplier I have at 1, but I do have the aim response curve type at linear, which means that there isn't any acceleration to the movement when I'm moving my sticks. Disabled vibration, aim assist I use as standard. Weapon mount, ADS and melee. This is all the normal stuff. Yeah, that's all normal stuff. You've probably got that set the same as well. Let's go up here. Brightness 53, but that depends on your telly really. Film grain off, because I want it nice and clean, nice and clear. There we go. Motion blur off, weapon motion blur off. Now with those on, the game looks better. It looks more cinematic. But, you know, it's blurry. You're blurring the world. So it means the chances are you might not see people sometimes. And then audio. Audio mix I use boost high, which is probably the best on hearing footsteps. And I have my master volume up at 100%, but the music and dialogue down at 50. Just so that they're not quite as loud. Because it does happen when you'll be on a flag and they'll say taking alpha, and you won't be able to hear someone running up. I think that's it really. Yeah, so that's all my settings. So what did we say we're going to cover? Guns, perks, kill streaks, controller sensitivity, and the other settings. So there we go. Hopefully that will help you if you're maybe struggling with your with the setup of what you should have a go at running with. And sometimes I think it's very good to, if you have a setup that you get happy with or reasonably happy with, stick with it. Because within Call of Duty, with all competitive shooters, the perks you're using and the settings you're using and the sensitivity and all that sort of stuff isn't that important compared to practicing the game. You know, practicing to get better. And practicing to get better with Call of Duty is all about running drills. You know, I've got them on my channel. You know, setting up bot games and running around and trying to get headshots all the time, or setting up bot games where it's you against 5 bots and running around and just increasing that muscle memory of being able to, you know, to snap to targets and take them down. And that's more important than whether you fit a Merc foregrip or an angled foregrip. You know, so always remember that. And again, with sensitivity, actually, when you choose a sensitivity, stay with it for a long time. Don't be swapping it. Don't have a bad game and think, oh, I had a bad game because my sensitivity was low, so I'm going to put it up, or vice versa. Stay with it, and then when you do want to change it, only change it a little bit, and then stay with it for, you know, a week to make sure that your muscle memory is dialed in to that new sensitivity. Anyway, that's enough from me. Hopefully this has been useful. If you've got any other questions or comments about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, please put them in the box down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more of the same. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon.